There are restrictions for diving in Portland Harbour, and you can find these online. This is what I found off the website, and I will put a link in the description below. I dived from Castletown. I swam along the edge of a crumbling pier. I then went out to the big concrete blocks, and then I swam back again. I think these cages were for storing crabs and lobsters alive that they've caught in their pots out at sea, and they get enough crabs and lobsters together until they're ready to sell them, I guess. The floor was covered in dead crabs, and that's the first thing that caught my attention. So I swam down to have a look, and I think what happens is a lot of crabs do die while they're being stored, and so obviously you can't sell a dead crab, and the dead crabs just get chucked over the side. There were some spider crabs in a net bag there that were being stored. All these pots and the underwater structure in this area offered a good habitat, I think, for lots of tiny fish. So I saw lots of tiny pollock and these other fish that I couldn't identify, and I did actually see bass as well, chasing the little fish around. I'm not sure what this skull was. I think the skull was that of a sheep or maybe a goat or something, but I really wasn't sure. There's seaweed growing on it, so it had obviously been there a while. The seabed in the port, well, in the area that I was at, is a very soft sediment, and it was covered in dead crabs, dead animals, like whatever that was. Lots of shells as well, and other rubbish that I'm guessing people just chucked over the edge of their boat. Lots of tyres and bits of metal and old bags and things.
I don't think that'll be particularly clean somehow. Back it goes, too small anyway.
I think it's fairly well known, but in quite a few places people sort their scallops when they get into port, and they throw the undersized scallops over the edge of the boat, which is why I'm finding them here. I didn't take any. I think they're probably too small anyway, but I didn't think the water was particularly clean to eat these filter feeders. I found this pier quite interesting to have a look at. It was built out of blocks of stone, and obviously that meant that there were lots of cracks, and amongst the cracks there was a lot of marine life. So I saw lots of tiny fish, lots of blennies and gobies, lots of pouting pollock, lots of wrasse, and things like prawns and crabs. So it's quite interesting to have a look at, really. On the wall here I spotted an oyster, and I wasn't expecting to see an oyster, so it was quite a nice surprise to have a look at it. I couldn't see any others, and I didn't take them, but nevertheless it was still interesting to see. there were quite a few gaps in the stone, and some of the gaps, these spaces went back a fairly long way. So I think there was almost like a rubble filling behind the stones at the front here, which meant that there was a lot of space for fish to hide in. And in the bigger spaces like here, I spotted some fairly large wrasse that were hiding. And I thought maybe I might see a conger eel, a small conger eel, but didn't see any.